Good morning, Intenders.
Good morning.
Welcome back to Morning Intentions. Today is Tuesday, October 14th, and we're continuing on with hustle culture. Annette, you asked me, I listened, and so I'm going to ask you, would you please give us the working definition of hustle culture?
Thank you, Ada. I appreciate that. I know it might sound a little repetitive and maybe like, oh, do we really have to do this? I really want to do this every day. And the reason I shared a little bit yesterday, I'm going to remind us, is we need to understand this so that when we are tempted to hustle for our worth, we can take ourselves back to this working definition and get ourselves in a position where we have a solid foundation of who we are as human beings. Hustle culture is the belief that our value as human beings is measured by how much we accomplish, how busy we stay, and how much money we make. It's the mindset that says, I must keep producing, achieving, and proving myself to be worthy of love, success, and respect. While it can appear as ambition or dedication, hustle culture often stems from an unconscious drive to earn one's sense of worth through external validation, such as recognition, financial success, or approval. It leads people to hustle for money as proof of success, and to hustle for worth as proof of identity. True fulfillment arises when we remember that our worth is inherent, not earned, and our efforts can flow from purpose rather than pressure. And I'm always tempted to repeat that last line, and our efforts can flow from purpose rather than pressure. Today, we want to become clear about what Ada and I are referring to when we talk about inherent value. What does it mean to have inherent value? Inherent value or worth means that our value as human beings isn't something that we have to earn. We already have it simply because we exist. Think about our inherent worth as basic human rights. We don't have to earn the right to breathe. We shouldn't have to earn the right to be safe. And we should never have to earn the right to be treated with respect. We have those rights because we're human. In the same way, our worth doesn't increase when we achieve something or decrease when we fail. Our basic human rights, our inherent worth, they're constant.
Now, the challenge gets to be it doesn't always feel that way. And that could be the message that we get from the world, that our worth and our value, we do have to earn that. We do have to have the right car, the right job, the right number in the bank account, the right number of kids, the right house in the right neighborhood. And we believe, and we can get told that all of those things add up to what's your value? How much are you worth as a person? And we're here to blow the lid off of that and say those things are fine. They're not wrong. As Annette was sharing yesterday, we're not diminishing success or trying to put our own spin on that and say there's something wrong with it. But we want to have this perspective that someone's value, specifically you, the listener, your value is not something you earn. It's not something that you have to do anything for. You just have it.
Think about when you have a little baby. Did you say to the little baby that, well, you didn't accomplish anything. I don't know if I can love you yet. No. When the baby cries, we hold them. when they smile, we all are happy and we celebrate the first smile. Our worth as a little baby isn't questioned. But then, somewhere along the line, as we grow up into adults, something changes. As we grow up, many of us, and I would say most of us, learn to link approval with performance and even approval of ourselves. Yes, outside of ourselves, but even that approval of ourselves becomes linked with performance. What kind of grades did we get? What kind of grades are we getting? What is our productivity? What does it look like? What's our income? And that's where the hustle culture takes hold. But underneath all of that conditioning, there is the same truth that holds true. Our worth didn't disappear. It just got covered up by expectation. I'm going to say that again. Our worth didn't disappear. It simply got covered up by expectation. And when we can step back and bring some awareness to this, we can recognize the expectation is in error.
What you say sounds so right, but then it's hard. And this is something I've been working on really for years, where I get into this belief and this thing inside of me that I fight against all the time, that if I'm not being productive, that I'm doing something wrong. That if I'm reading a novel for fun, or I'm just sitting down to watch a movie, there is this little thing inside me that says, you should be doing something that, and I'm going to say it like this because this is what goes on in my mind, that has value. This doesn't have any. You should be doing something where you can look back and you can take a step back and say, yeah, you did accomplish something today. You did something that had a point. And again, into this inner conversation where there's one little part of me that says that, another part that says, no. You've been working on this for a while now. You can just do something for fun. You can just do something that you enjoy, and it doesn't have to be quote unquote productive, and it's okay. You have the right to rest. You have the right to relax. You don't have to be accomplishing something every moment of your life. You're going to be okay if you just sit down and rest. And I don't think I'm the only one that has that message inside of them.
I'm glad you're being open about that, Ada, because that's part of the reason why I've suggested that we have this as one of our podcast themes, because you will make comments about that. Well, I can't do this and I can't do that. It does seem from the outside that you have this little scorecard going on, that if you're not productive all the time, then it does affect your worth. And I wanted us to explore this, yes, because I thought it'd be a fun podcast theme, but also for you, so that you could, through these podcasts, see you already have all the value you'll ever have simply because you exist. Every single person. It doesn't matter what their ethnicity is, what their skin color is, what their sexual orientation is, what their gender identity is, their religion, their education level, economic status. None of that matters. We all have all the value and worth that we'll ever have, and it's enough simply because we exist.
Our intention for today is our value statement. I have all the value I could ever have simply because I exist. I don't earn my value, achieve greater value, and it can never be reduced or taken away. My value is inherent. I have all the value I could ever have simply because I exist. I don't earn my value, achieve greater value, and it can never be reduced or taken away. My value is inherent. Thank you so much for joining us today. Our day is better because you are part of our day. See you tomorrow.
See you then.